Intersection Magazine Podcast.
Welcome to Intersection Magazine Podcast. My guest today is Ancel Bwire. I met Ancel Bwire probably about 6 years ago. Then we had quite a long break until we met up maybe about a month ago at an event where we were learning a little bit more about corporate venture capital. We had a conversation that was very, very insightful in terms of his perspectives on Uganda's tech and innovation ecosystem, something which I have tried to cover. But I was literally just amazed and floored at just his insights and his ability to understand the history of many of the projects or the characters and the personalities and the businesses that have been on the scene, and the challenges that those businesses have faced. Now, for the sake of this conversation, I know that many of you young business owners who are starting off or maybe who may be a bit discouraged will benefit from his insights as he breaks down some of his ideas, as well as, of course, gives you a rough idea why his business, which is Ancywax, has been able to go this long and why he survived in this cutthroat space. So we're going to start off kind of going through what Ancywax does, as well as his history as the founder of Ancywax, which incidentally has been around for almost 21 years. And then we'll go into insights about the tech and innovation ecosystem. So once again, I'm your host, Nicholas Kianda. Well, thank you for listening and thank you for subscribing. So, Mr. Bwire, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how long you've been in the industry, what you're building. Tell us a bit about your work at Ancywax.
Thanks, Nicholas, and I'm happy to be here. So, Ansel is just a simple guy who loves adventure in terms of sports. He loves also doing a lot of research. He also loves doing a lot of reading and finding out how best to self-improve. So, Antiworks, my work there on a day-to-day basis is just to run the company. So, as a CEO, I oversee our team of seven staff members who three are here in Uganda for remote. And yeah, my work is just to make sure that we can provide clients with solutions in media, marketing, and consultancy. So that needs for me to attend a lot of meetings, do a lot of strategy, a lot of brainstorming, and to make sure that at the end of the day, we can be able to work with our clients and, of course, our partners who have also been kind enough to work with us or work with us in the journey of providing us with assistance in the three areas that we focus on.
Okay. Going back a little bit into history, I noticed about three things that I'll start with. I've noticed some work in brand analysis, business development, and then some marketing work, brand analysis for Unilink, business development for X Zone, and then a contract that you were a part of. I think that was August 2012 to October 2012 for business development, where you help them publish, increase publication circulation, and boost sales as well as advertising. So I wanted you to give us a little bit more in terms of insight in terms of what was involved in that.
So my work back then was to engage with brands who needed to, first of all, fulfill their specific customer segments. So ideally, that actually made me, first of all, interact with them, do a lot of background research, then propose to them new market dimensions on which they can be able to attack that current market segment or the new market segment. So interestingly, like for example, one of the brands that I worked for, Unilink, I managed to work with a Kenyan supermarket, which has now since closed, a huge one across East Africa. Also worked with one of Nairobi's leading DJ companies, just to make sure that they can be able to pretty much stay ahead. And that was now my work to make sure that first of all I understand their market segments. I now
mm,
propose to them areas they can improve, and of course to see how best they can be able to attack a new market segment, and of course
mm,
stand out from competitors. Then, of course, the other work I was doing at Exxon was pretty much helping them get clients where they can be in a position to provide for them branding services. So
mm.
my record there was pretty reputable because on the 8 months I was there, I managed to get for them 13 companies. One of
Oh,
them
wow.
is Uganda's leading uh, driving schools. Another one is also a leading energy drink. Another one also
Mm,
happened to be one of Uganda's old or even longest serving biscuit companies. So it was a good mix that I had there at Exxon, and all that
mm,
actually was an incremental step because I made sure that everywhere I went, I understood the client's needs. So by the time I was reaching out to them, they really had
mm.
seen solutions in whatever I was bringing them.
Awesome. I also noticed some work with the Makere Quality Assurance Directorate, DigiNight, where you did some work in brand management, and also Global Business Labs, which is an acceleration entrepreneurship project for Uganda, Botswana, Namibia, and Kenya. Shed a little bit more light about these three roles: the quality assurance at Makerere, the DigiNight, and then Global Business Labs.
So at Quality Assurance at Makerere, my work was to help them fill in the servers that they had just developed. So there was a server called Digital Space 3 that had just been finished. So they were migrating from Digital Space 2 to Digital Space 3. So my work was to be able to help the assurance department actually go and engage students in the 9 different colleges across Makerere to understand
Mm,
if they can be able to work with those or the new server or actually to access it. So that entailed for me to go and talk to them and to be able to keep at least abreast with the information that is being picked so that I can be able now to come back and tell them, hey, this is what the student community is saying. So also I managed to work with a Mwele server of Makerere on that as well to a small
mm,
extent. But pretty much my work at quality assurance was to make sure that the student community in all the 9 colleges were understanding the new server, the DSpace 3, and to see if they'll be able to adapt to it. Then for my work
okay.
at DigiNight was pretty much an extension of what I used to do at Exxon, just to go out and offer branding needs in line with the different customers that we had there. So one of them also happened to be Uganda's biggest cheese companies, which is still around. So there also I managed to really help them increase on their footprint, especially in restaurants and hotels. And of course, there was also another juice company we worked with there. So it was just pretty much again going to understand what they need and to be able to
Mm,
effect their customer growth and be able to make sure that more products can be sold to the different customer segments. Then
oh,
for Global Business Labs, there at least I think it's the longest role I've ever stayed in employment for 5 years. So I
mm,
managed to be pretty much one of the first people to set up that accelerator, which by the way, in 2013 was the first business accelerator in Uganda. So that
mm,
role entailed for me to tentatively go out there get for them students who have business ideas, or actually businesses
mm,
rather, specifically from the host university, which was at Makerere, but later on we
mm,
extended to Makerere University Business School and 4 other universities. So that role also, I was charged with setting up the selection committee, which was made up of academia and entrepreneurs
mm,
who used to vet the different business lab candidates for the lab who actually are going
mm,
to join the 8 months. Then also, I also was roped into the partnerships. So I managed to successfully get for them partners with one of Uganda's leading professional services companies. Also managed to get for them a deal with a legal company, also a
mm,
bank, and also I managed to get for them a deal with other institutions for entrepreneurship. So there also later on I was invited to do coaching for the entrepreneurs who are there in the lab. So I used to coach them almost 1 hour every week just to understand their
mm,
needs. Because remember,
mm,
being an accelerator, we want to make sure that
mm.
they are focused on their sales. And yeah, that's why I was doing a lot of that. And yeah, thankfully, by the time it closed, I had managed to, out of the 22 enterprises that the lab had got, actually
Mm.
18 of them came through me.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then I noticed a bit of a different play where you got into clean energy with Awamo. Um, and then I also see something with a freelance role with Financial Times. I suppose that was kind of like writing, maybe. I'm not sure. Business advisory. And then Tule Mashariki with value addition. So tell us a little bit about those three roles.
Yeah, so with the AMU, actually, I was approached to be one of the directors to
Mm,
do the help with their marketing, basically. So there, my role was just to be able to do the marketing role, to actually make sure that we are creating awareness through digital and direct, and also my role also to be able to get for them partners. So I was there for nearly 2 years, where I managed to get for them a, transport partner, because I told those guys, as much as we are out there getting the stoves, the clean cook stoves we are making, we also need someone to help distribute. So we managed to get for them those guys. Also managed to get for them partner in terms of last mile distribution. So out of this, actually, this deal was very good because we managed to get 300 order of 350 stoves, which we
mm,
managed to deliver across the Uganda region specifically. Also,
mm,
that role at Amu still, I was tasked with doing a lot of demonstrations. So I used to move across the country a lot. So I moved to Jinja, I moved to Mbale, I used to move to even Entebbe just to do demonstrations of the clean cook stoves and how to use them. Then for Tule Mashariki, actually it's a self-owned business that I used to run. So we had started out as a restaurant, and we had opened up 2 branches, but I also wanted to pivot. So after 2 years, I shut down the restaurant side and I focused on doing value addition, specifically for
mm,
avocado. So
mm,
actually, with avocado, I managed to prototype 4 products. That's salsa, avocado salsa. I also managed to prototype avocado smoothies. I also managed to prototype avocado jam, and lastly,
mm.
avocado ice cream. So these
Oh,
ones
wow.
were okay, but I realized I took it a lot of my time, and by then I
Mm,
was also fairly trying to understand where I need to go. So
mm,
interestingly, and this is where the next spin part. I actually had applied for a program with Financial Times for
mm,
doing. They were looking for guys who are doing sustainable agriculture and the likes. So what happened is
mm,
I just applied, and yeah, uh, they liked my idea and they asked me if I can be in position to pitch, which I managed to pitch, but ultimately I did not get to be successful. So what happened next was that the guys at Financial Times uh, called me a year later and asked me if I can be able to help them get roles of people who can be able to attend their summit in Nairobi. So
mm,
I told them, okay, fine, I can be able to do it. And they said, okay, fine, let's put you guys on a short-term consultancy. So as
oh,
much
wow.
as it was not paid, but they actually gave me a 2 year complimentary ticket, so I could attend the
Mm,
next two free summits for free. And remember, the price
okay.
was $1,500, so I found it as good as being paid. So that's
Mm,
how my role with Financial Times was to be able to find for them business leaders who could be interested to attend their summits.
Oh
for
wow.
the 3 years that it was in Nairobi. So yeah, it
Mm,
was one of those things that well, this led to another.
hmm. So I can see, having looked through a lot of your past work and experience, that all of this seems to have culminated in your current role. Although it looks like obviously you were always, in my mind, you're always in a sense operating under and doing Ancywax projects. But I can see the marketing, I can see the research, I can see the brand work, I can see the mentorship work. I can see the startups, mentorship and acceleration work. So, in terms of how all of this has informed your work at Ancywax, can you kind of shed a bit of light in terms of how all that has helped? Because we have lots of people that start businesses and they think that where they've been before has no influence or effect on what they're going to be doing in the future. So, can you just help us understand uh, the link between what you were doing before and what you're doing right now and how that has helped?
Yeah, so ideally, when I started out now my first job in 2011, I just knew one thing. I needed to get out there and perform. So that early intuition helped me understand that for me to work for someone, I need to be well behaved. I need to be able to ability to take in criticism, ability to also
Mm,
to stick it out. And because
mm,
the first two roles I had, especially at Exxon and
mm,
also at Unilink, were new companies as well. So the owners were
mm,
pretty much around my age, if not a
mm,
little bit younger than me. So as much as they were there running the company, I was also quickly learning from them. So
mm,
ideally, those two roles especially helped me understand that in a work environment, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be reporting in early. I need to be able
mm,
to be held accountable, and more importantly, I need to plan my time very well. This
mm,
actually hit me much at Exxon, because there I just used to report to the office by 9. By 9, I should be out there looking for clients. So I'm there to determine where to go. I'm there to determine who to talk to. I'm there to
mm,
determine if I need to set up meetings and so on and so forth. So you actually
mm,
learn how to become your boss, which, as you can
mm,
see now, it has helped me. And
mm,
there at Exxon is when I first interfaced with things like Google Calendar, where now I
mm,
started learning how to schedule my time. And also
mm,
another tool that I use up to today is what we call a log sheet, to record
mm,
all my activities so that I can learn how to follow up. So also that
mm,
helped me get to the grasp of, as much as you engage clients, you need to follow up with them.
mm,
If someone
mm,
has given you some insights and they have shown interest, you follow up. So that was up to
mm,
today. It works for me very well,
mm.
and
Okay.
that has been a very good lesson. Then, lastly, another important
Mm,
aspect of this all, especially when I was at Global Business Labs, I realized the importance of partnerships, because
mm,
as much as you run your company, you need to partner with people. So when I
mm,
was tasked with looking for partners, so I was told you need to get us a partner in audit, you need to get us a partner in law, you need to get us a partner in PR and branding. I
mm,
didn't know why, but after a few months being there, I figured out, oh, this is the reason why, because startups need to be supported. So
mm,
that's also
mm,
something that at Ancywax to date, I always encourage partners. I always have meetings with partners, almost potential and current partners, just to understand how best we can work together. So all those
mm.
lessons up to now are applicable for me.
Okay. Now, in terms of your work experience, and then of course your work, because I think it looks like uh, you've been able to experience most of the sides of the business cycle, in terms of the founder side, the accelerator side, um, and of course the employment side. Tell us, in terms of your outlook, what you've observed for our businesses and for the ecosystem. Uh, what what gaps exist? How can we get better? What pitfalls should founders be avoiding? In a sense, share as much as you can about bits and pieces of the conversation we had about how to have companies, businesses that last for the young people that are out there.
Uh, as much as we run our businesses and want to make sure that they're sustainable, there are fundamental things that always go ahead to teach us how to outlast each other. Number one, I always see very many businesses don't do enough market research, and they always think it's something that is like rocket science. But no, you just need to talk to a few people about your business idea, and a few people, I mean strangers, because there is also the aspect of home comforts where you talk to people who know you, and that always, unfortunately, sometimes doesn't have to be and doesn't end up being a very good idea. So go out there and
Mm,
talk to people, and just let them understand about your business idea and ask for
mm,
honest feedback. I think that's one of the things also I've learned here. We love being told what we want to hear, which is
mm,
okay, but it's shielding you from the reality of
mm,
what is happening out there. So also, as
mm,
much as sometimes we get going, I see very many founders don't know how to sell. And by this, I don't mean
mm,
to pitch. People know how to pitch very well, by the way, around,
mm,
but they don't know how to sell their product. Putting it in front of someone is one thing, but making them convert is another. That's why I told
mm,
you I really appreciated my role at Exxon, because from there I learned how to follow up, which is part of the sales
mm,
process.
mm,
In the world of today, yes, you can make your pitch, and yeah, maybe someone might follow up with you. But still, I've learned the fundamental thing: follow up is key. In fact, they always say that for an average lead is closed after 8 follow-ups. That means,
okay.
as much as you meet me today, I'll still need to
Mm,
hear from you, and so on and so forth. So those are
mm,
some of the things that I've realized, and yeah, sometimes partners also we don't do enough what we call courting. Some
mm,
of us get into business for the wrong reasons. We don't do actually
mm,
adequate courtship as far as partners are concerned. Like I
mm,
see very many of them end up going against each other because they don't do adequate auditing and reality checks of partners, like
mm,
asking themselves what I like calling the hard questions. I mean, what
mm,
if you fail? Are you going to commit to 8 to 5? Do you have a family? But I think those are some of the things that some of us now realize. Sometimes you may not even need to have a partner. You just need to have the discipline to be able
mm,
to run your enterprise. And yeah, from then on, you'll figure out you can even work with a lot of people in a lot of situations because you have learned how to schedule yourself, and more importantly,
mm,
you've learned how to make sure that your time, which is the most important resource, is well
mm.
taken care of.
Oh, wow, awesome. Okay, Mr. Bwire, tell us a bit how people can get in touch with you in terms of utilize your services for concept development and in media marketing and consultancy as Ancywax.
Well, if you want to get hold of me personally, so my phone number is +256 751 342 425. My email is Ancel Ochino at Ancywax.com, or you can even check me out on Twitter. My handle is at Ancel Ochino. I don't have a TikTok account, but I do have LinkedIn. You can be able to reach out to me at LinkedIn, Ansel Ochino. And also, if you can also visit the Ancywax.com website, you'll still find yeah, information of how to get to us. I'm sure someone here will be able to pass the message to me. But yeah, if you reach out to me, especially on this, I'll
Mm.
most likely get back to you.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. We hope to see you soon and visit your facility and learn more and probably even utilize your services. Uh, Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Nicholas, and I wish you all the best. And yeah, hope to be able to receive you once you come here.
Okay.
Intersection, intersection, magazine, magazine. Intersection Magazine podcast.